Now let us move further. What it is saying, that people as resource is a way of referring to a country's working people in terms of their existing productive skills and abilities. What does it mean? That only those people who have productive skills, means their abilities are the kind of abilities which will contribute either in direct way or indirect way in the development of a country. What does it mean by direct way? Means either they will directly contribute in economic terms, like they will contribute in enhancing the money or GDP of the country. Right now it is possible that many of you are not aware of this term GDP, that what does it mean, what does it imply, and what does it contain. So I explain you in a basic term that in your family, the total income of your family is the GDP of your family. In the same way, the total income of the country is the GDP of the country. So either they contribute money wise, or when we see in indirect terms, like they are contributed socially, emotionally. Means some people have opened their NGOs. NGOs are the agencies which do social work, like they are building home for children who do not have parents, who are parentless, for elder people. They are contributing in terms of money to those people who do not have money. Means they are collecting money for them. Means who are doing social work. So what does it say in terms of productive skills and abilities? So these people are resource who have these productive skills and contribute either in direct way or indirect way in the development of a country. Looking at the population from this productive aspect emphasizes its ability to contribute to the creation the gross national product. See, this is the full form of GDP. Like other resources, population also is a resource, that is a human resource. This is the positive side of a large population, which I have explained you now. That is often overlooked when we only look at the negative side. Now we are going to look that what is a negative side of a population. What it is a negative side? Considering only the problems of providing the population with food, education, access to health facilities, when the existing human resource is further developed by becoming more educated and healthy, we call it human capital formation, that adds to the productive power of the country, just like physical capital formation. So two words have been used here: physical capital formation, human capital formation, or and human resource. So what does it say, students? Here they are talking about the negative side of the population. Okay, what is the negative side of the population? That more the number of people in a country, means a country have large population. So it is a burden on this country that it have to educate more number of people, and thereby for the purpose of education it has to also endure expenses and money and infrastructure like schools, like more teachers. So it also have to pay salary to these teachers to make schools. It will make buildings, require more land. So it have to educate more, it has to provide health services, and these are the basic facilities I am talking about that this country is required to provide to people. I am not talking about any leisure, or you can say any top notch level facilities. These are the basic requirements, like we often call in Hindi roti kapda makan. Okay, so it have also to provide health services. So it will be required to invest more and more in hospitals. More number of people means out of the population more number of people will fall sick. So government has to do expenses for the maintenance of these people. And sick people are the people who do not contribute in any way in the GDP of the country. So they are, if we see on front basis, these are the burden on the government, as they only demand maintenance from the government, do not contribute anything in return. Okay, then it also have to build houses for more number of people, require more houses, means the land resource is also used mostly in building houses for the people to live in, rather than building industries for further development. So the space for more and more industries will not be left, as this space is utilized in building houses. Same way you can take other things like food. Okay, so these are all the negative sides which are often we talk about large population. So by looking at this picture, we often tend to think that population is only a burden, but this is not very deep or very illustrative picture. This is a gloomy picture which only provide surface like information, only face information. It does not dig deep down and provide us the complete picture. So these are the negative side of the population. By looking at this negative side, we often tend to think that population is a burden only. But what it is saying now, that when the existing human resource is further developed by becoming more educated and healthy, it will be human capital formation like physical capital formation. Now what does it saying? People? What is a capital? You often hear this term capital. Capital is something Like physical capital, when we talk about, it is something we purchase with the help of our money, and in return it also return by its features. By utilizing it, we get our this money also, plus we also earn extra money from it. How is it possible? Ma'am, what are you saying? Let me explain. Like any machine we purchase, this machine, like washing machine, is purchased by a washerman. So this washerman utilize this washing machine to wash clothes of people, and in return of his this service he earn money. As simple as that. And suppose this machine cost is 20,000. So in 1 month only, he earned 25,000, suppose, by washing clothes. So he get his cost of 20,000 in 1 month and also save 5,000 rupees. And in other 11 months of the year he earned 25,000 in each month. So suppose he earned 25,000 11 times. So his cost also recovered and he further also make profit. Means capital is something which help us to make profit further. Okay. Now let me ask you a question. Does this capital can only be physical capital? No. Capital can also be human capital. One question I am lefting here for you. How many types of capital? Does exist? So you will search about this question. Okay. So this capital can also be human capital. How human can be human capital, man? What are you saying? Let me explain. Suppose when a child born, now this child is educated in good schools with good infrastructure, good teachers, best facilities like hobbies, extracurricular activities, and in his health also government make the facilities and provide all kind of amenities required for the child, like vaccine which are required by the age of 5, by the age of 10, and further health facilities are also mostly free for this child, and they are also of good standard. So now this child open his business, and also open, by earning money from this business he also open his own school. So now doesn't this school will help to educate more 500 children, and these 500 children, suppose how much they will contribute? They will contribute 500 times in the income of the country, or you can say in the GDP of the country. So doesn't we call it human capital formation? Okay. So I think you have understood the concept. Okay, so understand things in this way. Now, investment in human capital through education, training, medical care yields a return just like investment in physical capital. Yes, we have studied it. This can be seen directly in the form of higher incomes earned because of higher productivity of more educated or the better trained persons, as well as the higher productivity of healthier people. Yes, this is a simple thing. We have studied it. Now, India's Green Revolution is a dramatic example of how the input of greater knowledge in the form of improved production technologies can rapidly increase the productivity of scarce land resources. India's IT revolution is a striking instance of how the importance of human capital has come to acquire a higher position than that of material, plant and machinery. So green revolution we have already studied about, and the other term which we have used is IT revolution is a striking instance of how the importance of human capital. So what it is saying, in green revolution we have already studied that how the improved technologies, highly high yielding variety of seeds and other facilities in terms of manure, in terms of managing those lands which are not cultivable earlier, we enhance the productivity of our land, and this is only possible by the knowledge of humans. भाई ह्यूमंस ने तो टेक्नोलॉजी का इन्वेंट किया ना, उन सीड्स का, उन मशीन्स का, उस मैन्योर का, उस फर्टिलाइजर्स का, उन पेस्टिसाइड्स का, उन टूल्स का, उन ट्रैक्टर्स, थ्रेशर्स, ऑल दीज थिंग्स. In the same way, IT revolution happened in India. What happened that by providing very good education to our people in terms of in terms of softwares, in terms of computer like field, in terms of computer like field and better English communication skills, these people get very proficient in IT industries. So they get that much proficient that these people not only provide benefit to their own country, but they were also hired, they are also getting hiring even now by many foreign countries, and in turn when these people work in foreign countries pay to them in their own currency like dollars when they work in America, and these dollars has very high value compared to Indian rupee. Like $1 is equal to 70 rupees, means in $1 you can purchase 70 rupees thing in India. So this in somehow help Indian government to increase the stock of dollars, and this dollar has more number of money compiled in it, and it also help us to do trade with other countries. Okay, so I think you have understood what I am trying to point out. Now let's study further. Not only do the more educated and the healthier people gain through higher incomes, society also gains in indirect ways because the advantages of more educated or a healthier population. How? Spreads to those also who themselves were not directly educated or given health care. Yeah, it is true. How? In fact, human capital is in one way superior to other resources like land and physical capital. Human resource can make use of land and capital. Land and capital cannot become useful on its own. What it is saying, that we have this land, suppose we have land, we have water, we have minerals. So can it happen that they get used? Land, that itself, land is capable of making building unit itself, water utilized in many industries, that itself minerals are extracted from the land or get used. No, all of these things are done by human with the help of his expertise, his or her knowledge, his or her capabilities, by his or her education. Okay, so these resources do not get used on its own, they are put in used by the knowledge of human resource. So human resource is superior to all of these resources. Okay, this is pointing out here. Many decades in India, a large population has been considered a liability rather than an asset. Why? But why it is so? I have explained you earlier the negative side of the population. But a large population need not be a liability. It can be turned into productive asset by investment in human capital. That is known as human capital formation. We have studied it, for example, by spending resources on education, health for all, training of industrial and agricultural workers in the use of modern technology, useful scientific researchers, and so on. What it is saying, that by investment in human capital, by spending money on their education, their health, and by providing scientific training, by providing scientific training and by providing more training related to industries, to agriculture workers or industrial workers for the use of modern technologies, they can be made more efficient, and in turn they will provide more benefit or add more to the GDP of the country. Now, the two following cases illustrate how people can try to become more productive resource. There are two stories that are given, and they will help us to tell how human resource can be made more and more efficient. Story of Sakal. There were two friends, Vilas and Sakal, living in the same village, Simapur. Sakal was a 12-year-old boy. His mother Sheila looked after domestic chores. His father Bhutta Chaudhary worked in an agricultural field. Sakal helped his mother in domestic chores. भाई दो फ्रेंड्स थे, विलास और सकल, दोनों एक ही गांव में रहते थे. जो सकल था वो 12 साल का था. उसकी माँ एक सिंपल घरेलू औरत थी जो घर के काम का संभालते थे. उसके जो फादर थे वो एक एग्रीकल्चरल फील्ड में काम करते थे, और सकल अपनी मम्मी की हेल्प भी करता था घर के कामों में. ही ऑल्सो लुक्ड आफ्टर हिज यंगर ब्रदर. वो अपने छोटे भाई जीतू का भी ख्याल रखता था एंड सिस्टर सीतू का भी ख्याल रखता था. उसके जो अंकल थे श्याम, उन्होंने मैट्रिकुलेशन एग्जामिनेशन पास की थी, यानी 10th क्लास, बट वॉज सिटिंग आइडियल इन द हाउस एज ही हैड नो जॉब. लेकिन उनके पास कोई जॉब ही नहीं थी, वो घर में बैठे हुए थे. बूटा एंड शीला वर ईगर टू टीच सकल. लेकिन जो इसके सकल के पेरेंट्स थे वो इसको पढ़ाना चाहते थे. उन्होंने इसको फोर्स्ड किया टू ज्वाइन द विलेज स्कूल, जिसको इसने ज्वाइन कर लिया. एंड ही ऑल्सो स्टार्ट स्टडिंग देयर एंड कम्प्लीटेड हिज हायर सेकेंडरी एग्जामिनेशन लाइक 12th क्लास. His father persuaded him to continue his studies. और इसके पापा ने कहा तुम आगे भी पढ़ाई करो. He raised a loan. उन्होंने लोन लिया सकल की स्टडीज़ के लिए और इसको प्रोवाइड किया एक वोकेशनल कोर्स इन कंप्यूटर्स. सकल वॉज मेरिटोरियस, वो पढ़ाई में अच्छा था और इंटरेस्टेड भी था स्टडीज़ में शुरुआत से ही. तो उसने क्या किया, विद ग्रेट विगर एंड एंथुसियाज्म, मीन्स अपनी मेहनत और उत्सुकता से उसने अपना कोर्स कंप्लीट किया और उसको कुछ समय बाद एक जॉब भी मिल गई प्राइवेट कंपनी में. और ही इवन डिज़ाइंड अ न्यू काइंड ऑफ सॉफ्टवेयर एंड ही इवन मेक अ न्यू काइंड ऑफ सॉफ्टवेयर. और उस सॉफ्टवेयर ने हेल्प किया इंक्रीज द सेल ऑफ द फर्म. आगे उस सॉफ्टवेयर ने कंपनी को प्रॉफिट और बेनिफिट प्रोवाइड किया, उसकी सेल्स बढ़ाई. और his boss acknowledged his services and rewarded him with a promotion. So here have you seen how a good education can improve the income of a family and in turn also the country. This is a simple example. अब हम विलास की स्टोरी पढ़ेंगे कि भाई विलास की क्या स्टोरी है. विलास, अब जो विलास है वो विलास इज एन 11-year-old boy residing in the same village. वो उसी विलेज में रहता है जिसमें सकल रहता है. एंड विलास फादर महेश वॉज अ फिशरमैन, और इसके पापा फिशरमैन होते हैं. और इसके पापा पास्ट अवे, मतलब गुजर जाते हैं, उनकी डेथ हो जाती है जब ये सिर्फ 2 साल का था. और इसकी जो माता है गीता, वो मछलियों को बेच बेच के पैसा कमाती है और घर का चलाती है. तो उन्होंने शी बॉट फिश फ्रॉम द लैंड ओनर्स पॉन्ड एंड सोल्ड इट इन द नियर बाई मंडी. वो नियर बाई मंडी में उसको बेचती है. शी कुड अर्न ओनली ₹20 to ₹30 a day by selling fish. विलास बिकम ए पेशेंट ऑफ आर्थराइटिस, मतलब उसको सांस लेने की कुछ बीमारी हो जाती है. एंड हिज मदर कुड नॉट अफोर्ड टू टेक हिम टू द डॉक्टर. उसकी मम्मी के पास इतने पैसे नहीं होते हैं कि उसको एक डॉक्टर के पास ले जा सके. सो ही कुड नॉट गो टू स्कूल. वो स्कूल भी नहीं जा पाता है और वो इंटरेस्टेड भी नहीं होता है स्टडीज़ में. वो उसकी मम्मी की हेल्प करता है कुकिंग में और उसके छोटे भाई को देखने, मोहन को देखने में. और कुछ समय के बाद उसकी मम्मी भी बीमार हो जाती है और अब कोई भी नहीं है उसकी मम्मी का ख्याल रखने के लिए. ना उनकी फैमिलीज़ में कोई है सपोर्ट करने के लिए, कोई पैसा कमाने के लिए भी नहीं है. और विलास को भी फोर्स किया जाता है इसलिए फ़िश बेचने में. और वो अपनी मम्मी की तरह ही और अपनी फैमिली की तरह ही फ़िश बेचता है और जो इनकम उनकी थी वो उसी इनकम पे उनकी फैमिली रह जाती है. तो आपने देखा कि एजुकेशन ना होने की वजह से फैमिली की इनकम भी उतनी ही रह गई और इस फैमिली ने जितना कंट्री की इनकम में कंट्रीब्यूट किया वो भी उतनी ही रह जाती है. So, do you notice any difference between the two friends? Yes, we have noticed. Now, in the two case studies, we saw Skull went to school and Vilas did not go. Skull was physically strong and healthy. There was no need for him to visit the doctor frequently. And in this case, you have also seen that how the health of a person, contribute to his or her income. When the mother of, Vilas gets sick, then she could not either afford for her health improvement and she is now also not been able to earn for her family. So have you seen how health is very much important and education also important. Vilas was a patient of arthritis. He lacked the means to visit the doctor. Sakal acquired a degree in computer programming. Sakal found a job in a private firm while Vilas continued with the same work as his mother. He earned a meager income like his mother. जितनी उसकी मम्मी ने कमाई की थी वो भी उतनी ही कमाई करता रह गया. और जो सकल का केस है, सेवरल ईयर्स ऑफ एजुकेशन ने उसकी क्वालिटी ऑफ लेबर, मतलब उसकी स्किल्स में हेल्प किया और इससे उसकी प्रोडक्टिविटी बढ़ी और टोटल प्रोडक्टिविटी एड्स टू द ग्रोथ ऑफ द इकोनॉमी. कंट्री की इकोनॉमी ने भी उसको, कंट्री की इकोनॉमी बढ़ाने में भी उसकी इस लेबर वाली स्किल ने हेल्प की. और दिस इन टर्न पेज एन इंडिविजुअल थ्रू सैलरी और इन सम अदर फॉर्म ऑफ हिज चॉइस. In case of Vilas, there could not be any education or healthcare in the early part of his life. अब जो शकल था, उसका जो बचपन था, उसमें उसको फैसिलिटीज़ मिल गई, अच्छी हेल्थ भी मिली, अच्छी एजुकेशन भी मिली, तो उस चीज़ों ने उसकी आगे की ज़िंदगी में कंट्रीब्यूट किया। लेकिन विलास को वो सब चीज़ें नहीं मिल पाई। ही स्पेंड हिज लाइफ सेलिंग फिश लाइक हिज मदर, henceforth he draws us the same salary as unskilled labor. The term here is unskilled and quality of labor. We will understand this.